Oklahoma Republicans are selling a new promise. Set aside $200 million today, invest it, and someday use the earnings to help eliminate the income tax. It sounds bold until you do the math. The Taxpayer Endowment Trust Fund is being pitched as a permanent investment fund, a kind of Oklahoma sovereign wealth fund. The sales pitch is simple. Save money now, grow it over time, and use it later to support tax cuts. But Oklahoma's individual income tax brings in roughly $4.5 billion a year. That is the number any serious replacement plan has to confront. At a 4.5% return, roughly the current yield on long-term Treasury notes, Oklahoma would need about $100 billion invested to generate $4.5 billion a year. The new fund starts with $200 million. That is not close. It is not almost close. It is not give it a few years close. And even that understates the problem because the target does not sit still. If the budget Oklahoma is trying to replace grows by just 2% a year because of inflation and normal budget growth, the finish line keeps moving. If Oklahoma added $200 million every year, earned 4.5%, and the target grew by just 2% a year, the fund would not catch up for about 129 years. By then, the replacement target would be roughly $1,286 billion. Oklahoma became a state in 1907. This tax cut promise would take longer than Oklahoma has existed. That is not a serious income tax replacement plan for families alive today. The issue is not whether savings are bad. The issue is whether Oklahoma should lock away $200 million now for a tax cut theory that will not help families for more than a century. Oklahoma families do not have a century to wait. Median household income has fallen further behind the national median. If the Republican tax cut and growth model worked, Oklahoma families would already be seeing the payoff. The same pattern shows up in public schools. As emergency certified teachers climbed toward 5,000, Oklahoma's education rank slid toward the bottom. That does not prove every cause, but it shows what underinvestment looks like in the real world. Republicans say Oklahoma cannot afford stronger schools, childcare, healthcare, nutrition, or workforce development. But they can find $200 million for a future tax cut promise that the math says will not help the people living here now. Oklahoma families do not need a promise that pays off in the year 2155. They need a state government willing to invest in the people living here now. Follow the money at wlangdon.substack.com.